Hi everyone, it's Lisa from A Simple Season. Eggs are getting more expensive and harder to come by for some of us, but you don't have to sacrifice flavor or richness with your desserts just because you're not using eggs. So I'm going to share with you some delicious egg-free dessert recipes that are easy, use common ingredients, or they're very easy to find, and they're perfect for when you've run out of eggs or you just don't want to use them for baking. So let's get started. So we'll start off with our crust with this, and I have 1 cup of graham cracker crumbs. I'm going to throw in just a tiny little pinch of salt, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and this is 1/4 cup of melted butter, but you can use margarine, or you could even use a little bit of a neutral tasting oil like canola or sunflower. And now we're just going to mix it up. Now I'm using a 5-ounce juice glass or a whiskey glass, but you can use a wine glass or bowls or whatever you like. And I'm just taking a heaping tablespoon of the base mixture and putting it in the bottom of the glass, and you can just leave it as is, or I'm just using an old spice bottle here just to kind of tap it down and get it nice and flat. But I'm going to do that with the rest of these, and this mixture with the graham cracker crumbs and the filling that we're going to make will make about 8 desserts. Now we're going to work on our filling. So this is 1 cup of cream cheese. I'm going to add in 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and I'm also using just some canned peaches packed in water. I'm not going to use all of them because I'm going to save some for the top. Now we're going to use our hand mixer and just mix this up. And in a separate bowl, we're going to whip up 1 cup of whipping cream, 1 teaspoon of powdered sugar. When the whipped cream is whipped up, now we just add our cream cheese mixture to it and whip this up to combine it. And now we just take our delicious creamy filling and put it into our glasses. And then just top it off with a peach slice. And that's what they look like when they're done. You can pop them in the fridge until you need them and even make them a day or 2 ahead. So it's the perfect make-ahead dessert. The next thing is a vanilla cake, and this is 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. We're adding in a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of sugar, ½ teaspoon of salt. That's our dry ingredients, and we're going to mix those up. And for the wet ingredients, I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1/3 cup of oil. This can be canola or sunflower or vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and 1 cup of lukewarm water. Now we're going to put the batter in our cake pan. We've got this in our pan. Now we're going to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes at 350. And here's another tip for you. You can make any box cake eggless as well. So if we look on the back, it says to combine the box cake with 1 1/4 cups of water, a ½ cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs. So instead of the 3 eggs, just replace it with a 1/4 cup of plain yogurt, and you can turn any box cake into an eggless cake. I'm just making a quick little icing for that vanilla cake with about a tablespoon or so of melted butter and a cup of icing sugar and a couple teaspoons of vanilla. And we'll see how this is. I may throw in a teaspoon or so of milk just to get it a nice consistency. And here is our delicious cake. It's just so beautiful and light and fluffy. This is perfect for a birthday cake or an anniversary cake. You can double the recipe and make it into 2 layers if you want as well. So to make the chocolate strawberries, I'm going to be using these chocolate dipping wafers. And as you can see, they're just little round flat discs. And these are designed for using for fondue and for melting, for dipping fruit, strawberries, or whatever it is that you're using dipping chocolate for. These are different than chocolate chips. Chocolate chips have a different texture when they're melting, and these are designed specifically for the dipping purpose. So they'll melt a lot quicker and a lot smoother. I don't have a microwave, but you can melt these absolutely on medium heat in the microwave. They turn out great like that. But because I don't have a microwave, I'm using the double boiler method on the stove. And if you are going to melt chocolate on the stove, don't ever put the chocolate right in the pot because it will scorch. Always use the double boiler method just to melt it a bit more gently. So we have our melted chocolate here, and what you want to use is something that's kind of like a little bit taller and narrower, just so that you don't have to use as much chocolate to get the whole length of the strawberry dipped. And what I like to do is I like to kind of put it in, lean it over, so I get this kind of nice V shape. And then I've put a little bit of wax paper on my tray, and we're just going to lay them gently on the wax paper. And then we're going to put them in the fridge to harden up. So these have been chilling for a few minutes in the fridge, and they look lovely just like this. And you can certainly put them on a serving platter, take them off the wax paper and serve them like this. But I melted a little bit of white chocolate, and I've just got a chopstick here, and I'm going to use the end of it. And I'm just gonna add a couple of little details just to kind of make them a little bit fancier. Just a couple little dots, maybe go around the perimeter like so. And this is how our strawberries turned out. So easy to put together, perfect for Valentine's Day coming up or an anniversary, and they're so fresh and delicious. This next dessert is so easy, it's embarrassing. We're gonna make a cherry cake, and all you need are 3 ingredients. Just 1 can of cherry pie filling, a ½ a cup of melted butter, and I'm using a box of cherry chip cake mix. Now you can use vanilla or a white or a golden or a chocolate. I bet you would even be amazing. And I want to show you something here. So the date on this package of cake mix is June of 2020. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to use it for this recipe, and we're going to eat it. If I live to make another video, then you know I survived. So we're going to start by putting the pie filling into the bottom of a casserole pan. Next, we're going to take our cake mix and put it in a bowl and pour our melted butter on the top. And we just mix the melted butter in with the cake mix until it's crumbly. And you don't have to use melted butter. You can use margarine, you can use a bit of a neutral tasting oil like canola, sunflower, or vegetable. And this looks just about perfect. Now we just take our cake mix mixture and put it over top of the cherry pie filling. And now we're gonna bake this at 350 for about 45 to 55 minutes. So I'm just trying that cherry cake that I made with that expired cake mix that I found at the back of my pantry. So I'm gonna give this a try. And it's very good. I can't tell any difference from using a fresher cake mix. So this turned out great. So this just goes to show that if you have a cake mix sitting at the back of your pantry, go ahead and open it up. If it looks good and it smells good, it's probably just fine to use. So I'm very pleased with this and it is absolutely delicious. So hopefully these recipes were something that were able to satisfy your sweet tooth and also provide something for every occasion. With that being said, take care everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.